Shahin Shah and his soldiers are searching for Orhan and Asporça. Meanwhile, both Orhan and Asporça remain hidden, carefully observing them from a distance. Suddenly, Shahin Shah raises his voice and declares, "You're going to run away, Orhan. Stop running away. The game is over." Orhan and Asporça step forward from their hiding place. Orhan then addresses Shahin Shah and says, "When does it start and when does it end?" "Only I can decide, Shahin Shah." Then one of Shahin Shah's soldiers turns to his companions and commands them to attack. A fierce battle erupts between Orhan and Shahin Shah's men, with arrows being launched from all directions. In the midst of the fight, one of Shahin Shah's soldiers addresses Orhan and says, "You won't give up, Orhan. When the arrows are out, what's the use of praying?" Then Shahin Shah speaks and says, "No. I gave up taking your life. Without being my prisoner, without confessing my greatness, I won't give up until you give me your wealth." Then one of Shahin Shah's soldiers says, "God willing, God willing." Then Shahin Shah speaks and says, "Stop. Get out of my class. Orhan, Orhan, stop fighting. Let's discuss our conditions from the beginning." Asporça turns to Orhan and says, "What's your purpose, father?" Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "He wants to take us prisoner and use us for bargaining." One of Orhan's soldiers asks, "What will be our answer, your highness?" Orhan turns and says, "We'll keep them busy until we get support." Orhan addresses Shahin Shah and says, "Give us time, Shahin Shah. We'll discuss it." Shahin Shah turns to his soldier and says, "There's no other way. He'll accept the negotiation." Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "What if something happens to my brother before he gets to Bursa?" Asporça says to Orhan, "Nothing will happen. You'll catch up with him, but nothing will happen. Don't worry." Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "Asporça, take an Alp with you. Retreat from Kayalıklar. We'll keep them busy." Asporça says to Orhan, "No. Every Alp needs to be here right now. Besides, we came here together. We'll go back together from here, Mr. Orhan." Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "There's no way out of here." Asporça says to Orhan, "Then we'll die together. But I won't leave anyone behind." Orhan says to Asporça, "God bless you. You can't stay away from me anymore." Orhan addresses Shahin Shah and says, "We'll negotiate from here. Show me your face." One of Shahin Shah's soldiers turns to Orhan and says, "Orhan, I know you well. Don't try to play a game. Otherwise..." Orhan addresses Shahin Shah and says, "Playing games is your job. If I'm going to do something, I'll do it carefully." Shahin Shah addresses Orhan and says, "Our demands are obvious, Orhan." Shahin Shah and his soldiers address Orhan and say, "You'll give me the villages close to the border. You'll give up Karacahisar. You'll leave all the property left from Kayi to me, unconditionally." Then, Orhan responds to them and says, "You're the one who opened up Karacahisar. You betrayed the Kayis who trusted you. You'll get only wrath from me." Shahin Shah addresses Orhan and says, "I'm not only your enemy, Orhan. I'm also your enemy for your unending ambition. But it's not too late, if I let you go." Orhan addresses Shahin Shah and says, "It's too late, Mr. Shahin. It's too late. You killed my brothers by killing my horses." Shahin Shah addresses Orhan and says, "I love Alaeddin. I even wanted him to sit on the post, not you. But your preferences brought us to this point. Now, surrender and give me Bursa. Maybe I won't take your life, but I'll finish you off with your condition." Orhan addresses Shahin Shah and says, "The only thing we'll take and give in this battlefield is life." Then, Shahin Shah commands his soldiers, "Attack! Alps! Fire! Stop! The road is blocked. This will be over soon. I want Orhan and Asporça alive. The rest will be in your blood." Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "You were brave." Asporça turns to Orhan and says, "I'm not afraid of death." Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "At first, I thought I couldn't trust you." Asporça turns to Orhan and says, "Can you trust me now?" Orhan turns to Asporça and says, "We'll go together. give me your blessing. Asporça turns to Orhan and says, "You're a brave man. It's an honor for me to die fighting with you." Then a fierce battle breaks out. As Shahin Shah's soldiers start to fall, Orhan and Asporça, along with their own soldiers, begin to retreat. Suddenly, Shahin Shah advances, causing Orhan and Asporça to become frightened. However, Asporça quickly rallies her soldiers and commands them, "Attack Shahin Shah." Orhan and Asporça continue to retreat. When one of Orhan's soldiers arrives and shouts, "Your Highness, Karakahisar fortress belongs to the Ottomans again. We chase them away like wolves." Charkatai says, "They learned the fate of the eye of the beholder from us. Thank you, but we have another pain to understand from that jackal." Orhan addresses everyone and says, "You go ahead and take your precautions." "Yes, Your Highness. Come on, horses."